Hey, 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 happy Wednesday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. Yes, so welcome aboard. If this is your first time tuning in, this is very, very casual. Just share some of the latest gaming news of the day. Sometimes maybe talk a little pop culture along the way, but it's usually tabletop gaming. And of course, it is not rocket surgery, so crazy things happen. This is live. Maybe not that crazy, but things don't go off as usually planned, I can tell you that much. So tonight is Wednesday, November 20th, 2019. This is episode 396 of The Daily Dope. Of course, since this is a live stream, there is chat available on YouTube. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to the chat. So if you'd like to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question or a comment, by all means, please chime in. I will respond. Of course, if you like the video, give it a quick thumbs up. And if you have not actually subscribed to the Gaming Gang channel, please do. And if you do, don't forget, ring that little bell. It will not only notify you when the stream goes live within about a minute or so, it'll actually tell you when some of my standalone videos, my unboxings, my page throughs, and my reviews go live on the channel as well. So we've got John Bogle, we've got the Madman, we've got Will Burton, all in chat right now. Good to see you, gents. We got a lot cooking. So before I jump into the news, I do want to mention that my first look video of Eberron rising from the last war is almost to the point where it's the, I think, third or fourth most watched video ever on the channel. Pretty crazy, huh? Yeah, it's kind of like, wow. Alrighty. So it is rapidly approaching third place. And the way things are going, of course, I know it'll die down. But the way that it's going, I just think that we might end up seeing it number one at one point. So might knock Panzer from GMT off its perch. So the Madman mentions that they just checked out my review. I did see your comment. Thank you very much. I will respond to that when I have a chance. I just saw it pop up right before I started the show, so didn't have a chance to actually respond to it. So a lot going on. I did my videos for my first look videos for Stalingrad 42, as well as the Turn Zero and promos for Twilight Struggle. So those will be up later on tonight, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Probably maybe about an hour and a half after this stream ends, those should be up and live on the not only YouTube, but also on the gaminggang.com. So let's jump on into the news. I got a good selection tonight. And first off, Genius Games is going to be releasing a second edition of Subatomic, the atom building game, next month. I've got the dope. Subatomic is a deck-building game about building elements from subatomic particles. Players begin the game with a small deck of quarks and photons. Each turn, players draw a new hand of cards and decide to either build up their atom to score points or buy stronger cards for their deck. Players use their quarks and photons to build protons, neutrons, and electrons. Yeah, baby. They then decide to either 1, place these subatomic particles within the atom on their player mat, racing to build up an entire atom, which will score them points, or 2, use them to buy proton, neutron, and electron cards, which go into their deck making their deck even more powerful and allowing them to build atoms even faster in the future. Players may also hire famous scientists like Marie Curie, Niels Bohr, Maria Goeppert-Mayer, and Albert Einstein. What, no Nikola Tesla? Come on. I know. Wasn't really involved in, like, atoms, splitting the atom, anything like that. No radiation for Mr. Tesla. Players use scientists to break the standard rules of the game, like turning energy into matter and replicating cards played by other players. Subatomic is great for the science classroom or a game night with family and friends. Subatomic is easy to learn, but exciting to master and encourages strategic timing and optimizing available resources. All the concepts covered in Subatomic are concepts that would be introduced in a basic high school level chemistry course. Still means it could be fun. Come on. Even though you're like, oh, high school chemistry. I bet you this game's still pretty fun. Anyway, and so it does so in a way that is, like I just said, fun and intuitive for everyone. The second edition of Subatomic is for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, plays in 40 to 60 minutes, will carry an MSRP of $39.99 when it arrives in December. So this is a new edition, and I was taking a peek at the previous edition, which sort of had like little smiley, like protons and electrons and little faces on them and things like that. And it appears to me that Genius Games is going more a serious route with this second edition, without the little smiley subatomic particles. So, Excelera X1 is in chat. Haven't seen Excelera X1 in a while. Good to see you. And William McGinnis is in chat as well. All right, got a good start to chat tonight. So, coming to Kickstarter next month. I do not have an exact date, but coming next month from Flying Pig Games is going to be La Resistance. And I've got the dope. Designed by Mark H. Walker, La Resistance is a simple yet engaging dice and card game set during the German occupation of France in World War II. During the occupation, brave French men and women fought against the Nazi conquerors, disrupting their communications, destroying supply warehouses, and ambushing German patrols. La Resistance gives players a chance to lead a band of resistance fighters working to keep their men and women alive, as they also strive to become the most famous resistance leaders. On each turn, a player will roll 6 dice, placing the dice on mission cards common to all players. He or she attempts to defeat the mission card by matching dice on the card, spending recruits, and using their resistance leaders' special abilities. To win, a player must amass 12 glory points or break, by stealing or otherwise removing all rival resistant group members, the other resistance bands. La Resistance mixes elements of popular dice games such as Yahtzee and King of Tokyo with take-that card mechanics and player interaction, giving the game a familiar feel. The game is historically themed and a great way to introduce gamers to strategy games. 3 to 5 people can play, so La Resistance is great for game nights and family get-togethers. Really? Grandma, come on. We're going to play this World War II game. We're gonna fight the Nazis. Come on, Grandma. This is coming to Kickstarter in December. It will ship worldwide in April. According to Mark H. Walker, La Resistance is a great strategy game for war gamers and casual strategy gamers alike. Of course, I got to take a peek at the prototype. Well, I would say it's more like the alpha of this at Origins. There is a little bit of B-roll in my interview with Mark H. Walker. And we do talk about this a little bit as well. So as soon as I know the exact date when this is going to hit Kickstarter, you will know. And of course, I will be sharing the news once it does launch. So I do understand that Alexander and Grant from the Player's Aid got to sit down and play this with Mark, and I think it might have been with my pal Herman Lutman as well. And as far as I know, I think they really liked it. So, something for us to keep our eyes peeled. So we've got Jorge Rodriguez, the original Grognon, is in chat as well. Good to see everybody hanging out. So, I like to kind of share money-saving ideas for you, especially when things are free. So, beginning tomorrow, you can begin defending your island nations against hordes of Vikings in Bad North, the Jotun edition. It's going to be absolutely free from the Epic Games Store. And I've got the dope. Bad North is a real-time tactics roguelike. Position and relocate your troops to fend off the Vikings, who each have their own counters to the threats you pose. Pick your battles and plan your evacuations carefully. Lose a commander and they're gone forever. Lose everything and it's game over. You command the broad strokes of your defenses and monitor positioning. Your soldiers do the rest, navigating and engaging intuitively in response to the situation at hand. Each island is both stylistically charming and unique in its layout. Plan your strategies around every nook and cranny, for only you get one chance to save them from the enemy invasion. Let's take a quick peek. We're going to take a look at the launch video for Bad North. As I mentioned, the Jotun edition of Bad North is available starting tomorrow on the Epic Games Store website, absolutely free. Tonight, right now, you can still get The Messenger, which is kind of a platforming game, absolutely free on Epic Games. So here, interestingly enough, the Jotun, or Jotun, I think it's pronounced Jotun, edition of Bad North just came out over the summer, like late summer. So, interestingly enough, this will now be the freebie over at Epic Games. And don't be fooled by the cute look of this game, because this is a meat grinder. It is a roguelike, and it is out there to beat you up. So Nefarious is joining us in chat, having some bourbon, I see. So it is Jotun. Is that how it's pronounced then? Jotun? Jotun. Yeah, okay, there we go. Jotun. There we go. Sweet. Hey, I'm lucky I can, speak English. So, I speak English like it's a second language. So, what can I tell you? Okay, so anyway, this will, I think, like after about midnight, if you go to Epic Games, you will get this for free. And hey, it's Wargame Wednesday, right? Trying to talk a little Wargame Wednesday. So I mentioned the World Builders Toolkit Bundle of Holding number 3 yesterday. So today it's time to talk about Toolkit number 6, Adventurer. This World Builders Toolkit 6 is our 6th annual bargain price collection of world creation tools for your tabletop role-playing campaigns, along with many game mastering PDF, ebooks, From Absolute Tabletop, Dice Geeks, and Kenzer & Company, this year's lineup includes HexKit, Cecil Howe's award-winning desktop software for Windows, Mac, and Linux that lets you quickly and easily create hex maps for your RPG worlds. For just $9.95, you get all 7 DRM-free PDFs offered in this starter collection with a retail value of $40, including the basic HexKit software that supports simple black and white hex maps, as well as 6 ebooks, Kenzer's Trove of Treasure Maps, Absolute Tabletop's Be a Better Weapon Master, and 4 volumes in the Dice Geeks Book of Random Tables series. If you pay more than this offer's threshold price of $21.31, there you go, they rolled the percentile dice at 31. You'll level up and also get this offer's entire bonus collection with 9 more titles worth an additional $67, including 2 full-color tile sets for HexKit, Fantasyland, and Traveling Through Dangerous Scenery, Kenzer's excellent Villain Design Handbook, and Deadly Trappings, 3 more Absolute Tabletop Be a Better Master guides, the Game Master's Terrain Guide from Dice Geeks, and Aaron A. Reed's Neat Rules for Generating Open-Ended Adventures in Stupendously Vast Underground Cavern Systems. Downcrawl. 10% of your payment after payment gateway fees will be donated to this offer's designated charity, the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Do want to mention, Downcrawl is pretty new. Downcrawl's only been out for a few months. This is another item that came out in this, I want to say it was in the summer. And it has gotten really good reviews as far as being able to generate kind of like, the Underdark kind of adventures and things like that. So anyway, hey, Dan from No Enemies here slipped in as well. Good to see you, Dan. So, Jorge, when you have a chance, tell us what kind of minis you're painting, because I did see that you were painting some miniatures, so you said you probably wouldn't take part in much of the chat. So Nefarious is asking, did anyone else get notified of their GMT sales shipping yet? Wow, did they blow it up? Yeah. Oh no. I would hope not. GMT, they're good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, sometimes, I think sometimes their hearts are in the right place, but some things aren't. So, Will mentions that GMT mentioned something about that in their monthly update. Oh crap, their shipping software crapped out on them? Well, I'm sure they've got backups, right? Fingers crossed. Maybe. Don't know. I'm sure they do. Yeah, but you know what? Talking about that sale, I know there were a lot of people were jumping on and getting some great deals from GMT. So there were loads and loads of people buying stuff from the GMT sale. So I could see why maybe they would have some, issues. So John Bogle says that he received all the games he bought on sale, but has not received his P500 items, although I have. We talking about this? Are you talking about this, John? Is this what we're talking about? Stalingrad 42? We also talking about, where is it? Okay. I don't have too much stuff on top of it. I tell you all the time. Just off camera, I've got stuff stacked up all over the place. So we talking about this, John? Talking about this? This lovely box? Hey, that's okay. Mo over at Mo's Game Table gets his stuff usually about 4 days before my review copies pop up. So Mo's already got a review for Stalingrad 42. I think he posted it today. He's got a couple of guests from someplace I'm not familiar with. And I had commented on Twitter. I said, yeah, Sure, Mo's already got his review up. I'm just putting up my unboxing today. So, all right. So, sorry, John. Sorry you haven't gotten yours yet. It's coming. I'm telling you, it will arrive. All right, let's go back to the news because there's a new adventure supplement. It's available for pre-order from Art Dream Publishing. It's for Delta Green, and I've got the dope on Black Sites. I will mention there is one really creepy piece of artwork you're going to see, so brace yourselves. Delta Green Black Sites collects 7 Delta Green operations that were previously published only in PDF or in standalone paperback modules. They lock bystanders and agents alike in unlit rooms with the cosmic terrors of the unnatural. Unwanted survivals rise from death or slumber into the nightmarish life of humanity. There is PX Poker Night at an isolated Air Force base. Discontented service members listen to the night sky and hear secrets not meant for human ears. Updated for Delta Green, the role-playing game, and featuring new illustrations by Dennis Detweiler. It's written by Dennis Detweiler and Adam Scott Clancy. There's Kaligati. A Delta Green operative goes missing from a combat base in Afghanistan. A handful of agents in country must learn what discovery lured him across the wire. Then they must bring him home. This one's written by Shane Ivey. There's The Last Equation. A gifted university student guns down a family of total strangers, leaving behind a string of numbers that fills Delta Green's researchers with dread. Can your agent stop the next horrific slaughter? This one's written by Dennis Detweiler. There's Lover in the Ice. Sounds like a good song, right? Lover in the Ice. A bitter Midwestern winter shuts down a city and awakens a threat that is all too ready to spread. Featuring new illustrations by Dennis Detweiler, this is written by Caleb Strokes. There's Sweetness, and no, we are not talking about Walter Payton. Vandalism on a family home makes the police fear a hate crime. Delta Green recognizes the symbol for something worse. What connections have these ordinary people made to bring such danger to their door? This one's written by Dennis Detweiler. And we got Hourglass. A woman vanishes screaming in front of dozens of witnesses in a small Oregon town. Your agents must find what killed her, stop the threat, and make sure no one else ever learns the truth. Written by Shane Ivey. This is a new one. This is a new adventure. It will be available on its own as a PDF next month. And then we've got Ex Oblivion. Vicious murders stain the Arizona desert. Crazed words sprawled at a crime scene hint at Yethatani and the sea. A handful of agents have a chance to claim vengeance for ancient wrongs or suffer it. Written by Dennis Detweiler. That's an adventure I was actually almost ran for the Call of Cthulhu Lovecraftian adventure for the Extra Life charity event. But as I got to the end, it's pretty gruesome. And I was like, I would run this if it was just a group. I'm not going to run this with the cameras rolling. No. All right. So anyway, you can pre-order this 200 or so page hardcover for $44.99. Does have an expected delivery of April of next year. The Nefarious Girl says, Delta Green has some pretty dark, depressing stuff in it. Good stuff overall. It is. One thing that I like to point out to people, because there is an assumption that, Delta Green's just like modern, like Call of Cthulhu adventures from Chaosium. Bit more twisted than that. Most Chaosium Call of Cthulhu adventures can be kind of tame. Not all of them. I mean, there are some that, especially ones that I would run. But these guys, the Delta Green adventures can be pretty damn twisted. Another company that does really good modern Call of Cthulhu is Stygian Fox. So definitely check them out. So Dan says my show should be on Netflix. yeah, if you want everybody to cancel their Netflix, I don't think that's going to happen. Dan says, there's something about Wargame Wednesday that has a happy feeling. I didn't have that much Wargame news. In fact, I think Dan came in after it. After I talked about La Resistance. Right, my final news story. Cubicle 7 Entertainment is releasing the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Realms of Sorcery, which is from their first edition. It's in PDF. I've got the dope. Candle flames reflected in the two men's eyes. Around them, in the underground room, lay papers, manuscripts, scrolls, and books in various ancient languages, with pages marked and margins filled with scribbled notes. One table was a jumble of alchemical equipment, its glassware cold and blackened. Realms of Sorcery is a complete guide to the magic of the old world. I don't know why I wanted to slip into that voice doing that. The book includes in-depth background on magic in the Warhammer world, new careers for human and non-human magicians, higher levels of experience for existing careers, and information on the magic of the orcs, Skaven, and Chaos worshippers. There are hundreds of new spells and magic items, as well as rules for creating new ones, plus details on the colleges of magic, runes, familiars, new magical creatures, and expanded rules for many aspects of wizardry. I do want to point out, this is a scan. I did take a quick peek at the preview. Doesn't look bad, but you can see it is a scan. So, sadly enough. But we're talking 258 pages of sorcerous goodness for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Even though it's for first edition, there really isn't that much different in fourth from first. I didn't have much experience with second or third. Obviously, third's quite different because it was Fantasy Flight Games. But, and that's a pretty good deal. You know, considering a lot of times we're seeing people charging more than 10 cents a page on Drive-Thru RPG, including our friends at Cubicle 7, I must admit. So 258-page PDF for $9.99. Pretty sweet. All right, so what's going on? So here's, yeah, you know, it's funny. Everybody's kind of talking a little bit about Disney Plus. So let's go through real quick. Lover in the ice. It's so Nefarious says, love her in the ice. She's a frigid queen infecting me with lice. I can see like Hall & Oates singing that, right? So, and yes, Cubicle 7 is releasing a lot of stuff that has been long out of print in PDF from first edition, I believe, also, as well as second edition. So, yes, talking about Disney Plus. Oh, so is William McGinnis saying that my show should be on Disney Plus? I don't know about that. Baby Yoda? I hear Baby Yoda tastes like candy. I have, so wait a second, is the second episode of Mandalorian out yet? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think Disney Plus is, they will eventually, I think, go the same route as like Netflix and Hulu, Amazon. When a series comes, when they're done with a series, I think they should probably release it at once. Because they don't really have anything outside of, you know, The Mandalorian being like new. Yeah, they've got that Jeff Goldblum show. I like Jeff Goldblum, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Do I want to watch like a reality show with Jeff Goldblum doing Jeff Goldblum things? But I think they're right now, Disney Plus. I mean, granted, they just had a phenomenal month. So, I mean, they're doing really well, except for the hiccup when it first launched and nobody could watch. But I think what they're doing right now is they're kind of sticking to that like CBS Online or CBS All Access kind of thing, like they do with Star Trek. Or it's like, yeah, you gotta watch a new episode every week. I think it might turn around and bite Disney on the butt a little bit if they stick to, well, you gotta watch weekly. So, anyway, yeah, see, there you go. Nefarious is saying, yeah, it sucks they're only showing one a week. Just trying to be a crappy cable channel. Yeah, because that's done so well. Right, you're right. One cable show a couple of cable shows I've been watching on HBO. Watchmen, which is totally bizarre. Totally dig it. You know, Alan Moore's birthday, I think, was, 2 days ago? Man, he's become just a bitter crank. He's always kind of been like that. Don't get me wrong. Alan Moore's always been a pain in everybody's ass, as far as I understand. But at least Dave Gibbons is on board. So I'm not sure if anybody's watching Watchmen. It's kind of weird to say it, watching Watchmen. But I've been enjoying it. We're at the halfway point of the series, and I'm still like... And it is kind of cool, because it is not a sequel to the movie. It is the graphic... Well, they were 12 issues. They were kind of graphic novels. They weren't regular comics when they first came out. But really, really enjoying that. And also, his Dark Materials. I am very surprised. I've been digging that as well. And I am fairly familiar with the first couple of books from Phil Pullman. So when's the Dredd series going to be done? I didn't even know that they were working on a Judge Dredd series. Or is it some other Dredd? Is that with Keith Urban? Wait, is it Keith Urban? Why do I always say Keith Urban? Carl Urban. Keith Urban's the singer from like Australia. He's the country western singer. Carl Urban's the actor who was in The Boys, which was awesome. Thought it was fantastic. All right, so that is it for tonight's show. So as I always like to point out, if you like the video, give it a quick thumbs up. And of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because it'll not only notify you when the stream goes live, it'll also tell you when my standalone videos are uploaded as well. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. By now you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Should point out, if you folks out there are fans of role-playing games, be sure to go to thegaminggang.com, because we do reviews of PDFs that do not make it, of course, on the show or do videos, because videos of PDFs are kind of boring. But definitely check it out. We've got the review for the Alien RPG, which I guess people weren't supposed to post their reviews until I think December 5th. But ours wasn't a review copy. Ours was a Kickstarter copy. So able to do that. Kabuki Kid's popping in just as I'm signing off. Yes, late to the party. No, you'll have to just, watch the show when you get a chance. Anyway, I was also going to say thank you to everyone who hung out and chat tonight. I always appreciate those of you who are watching live and taking part, keeping me company. Otherwise, I feel like a moron just talking into the ether without anybody out there. And of course, if you watch the show after the fact, I got a soft spot in my heart for you too. Much appreciated. So everybody enjoy your Wednesday night. I will be back tomorrow. And of course, until then, happy trails. Zoobadoo-badoo-badoo-boo-boo. Zoobadoo-badoo-badoo-boo. Zabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-bum. Zibba. Whoa, hey. I didn't realize that you were still here. Well, if that's the case, then allow me to share the following information with you that I only have 20 seconds to do. So let's all take a deep breath. So if you would like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, please click right here. If you want to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. And if you'd like to check out a randomly selected standalone video, by all means, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.